Having your Horde base in the Wasteland is the fastest and best way to get insane amounts of loot on every blood moon. So in this video I'm taking you on a quick walkthrough of my Higashi Tower Horde base in the Wasteland, with tips on how you can build the same while avoiding some of the pitfalls I had to learn the hard way. Hint, there's a bug that affects your success, which you must work around. So don't go building a base at the top of the Higashi without watching this full video. Now seriously, I don't think I've ever seen this many loot bags from a single Horde night, so out of curiosity I'll be taking every bit of loot to the trader in this video just to see how much coin we can sell it all for. Now the base I'm showing you around is from my Project Wasteland series on YouTube, so check that out in the description below if you're not already caught up, or if you're new to the channel and you like this video, give it a like and hit subscribe if you want to see more. For now, let's get started. Alright, so here we are in the penthouse of the Higashi Tower, and let's just get straight to showing you my base setup. So if you're familiar with my hatch and pole Horde base setup, then you'll recognise this. Essentially we've just got pole blocks here going across to prevent zombies jumping over the hatches that we've got on the ground, and I've just doubled up the hatches here so that if the front ones go down, if we can't repair them for some reason, then we've got these backups here. And this, if we pop all these down again, this just leads straight to the stairwell here, and I've upgraded all of the walls around the edge of this little corridor to steel, and that's your pretty bog standard hatch and pole Horde base setup. Now why does this not work? Well, as I found to my detriment during my Project Wasteland series, for some reason there appears to be a bug in the game where traps do not work on the top floor of the Higashi Tower. So I did have originally a SMG turret over here firing at the zombies as they were coming up the stairs, shooting them in the back as they come through this door. We had some blade traps at various levels and points around this entrance, and we had some dart traps coming through these arrow slits here that were aimed at zombies who were being held in place by some electric fence posts that we had also going through this block. And then we had a little control room here where everything was connected up to a generator. But the problem is, out of all of these traps, the only one that actually worked was the electric fence post. So the dart traps were shooting but not doing anything, not doing any damage. The blade traps were spinning but zombies weren't being hit by them. And the SMG turret was only firing probably 5 to 10% of the time. So I did some testing and figured out that there must be some bug to do with traps at a certain height off the ground, because when I moved everything down to the floor below, then they all worked. So this is my base as it stands right now, following upgrades that I made after the day 56 Horde. So essentially the idea is the zombies are coming up here, they're going to come all the way to the top of the stairwell. I've just got a blade trap here to do a little bit of preliminary damage as they come up the stairs. We've got some electric fence posts here that are holding them in place as they try to reach me through this hatch. So as they're getting tied up and getting electrified, they're then getting chopped in the head with this blade trap. So that's the basic setup. Let me just come inside here and show you what that looks like from this end. Now the good thing about this position is that you can actually reach this blade trap here, so as long as you're on top of things you can actually maintain this blade trap all the way to the end of the Horde, assuming this hatch isn't breached and you have to retreat to the fallback position. So actually that reminds me, as I look this way I just remembered we've also got the turrets up here, so I moved the turrets where up here on the original plan we had the one turret facing this way towards the door. We've basically got the same thing here, but I've got two turrets facing the door. Now the reason I've got them over there facing this way and not the other way, so you know, not pointing out shooting the zombies as they approach, is because I'm at the stage where we're getting demolishers now, and if one of those SMG turrets hits a demolisher in the front, then there's a good chance it's going to set off his little red light and we're going to get a nasty explosion. So that's why we're trying to shoot zombies in the back with these SMG turrets. Coming back to the subject of the fallback point, if and when this does go down, because there's every chance that a demolisher is going to explode, or just they're tough bastards, so there's a good chance they're going to break through something here at some point. Then we've got the original setup here, where we have the hatches and the poles. Everything is steel. We've got another SMG turret here, which is going to shoot zombies in the back as they get stuck in these two electric fence posts. So they'll be held here. They're going to get sliced by these two blade traps, which can still be reached to repair them from here, from the fighting position behind these hatches. Now, one other important point, you may have noticed that I have knocked out the stairs from here to this level here where the SMG turrets are. And that is because in the last Horde on day 56, I was fighting down here, and I actually found that at a certain point, the zombies decided they'd stop trying to get to me through this hatch, and they went up here when the stairs were still there, and they came through this wall and then took me from behind. So that was a bit of an unexpected issue, so that's why I've taken out these stairs. And so I'd recommend, if you're planning on building a base up here, then I would do the same. It's probably safer to do that, to prevent them coming, trying to get above you and coming in round the back. It's probably safer to do that than trying to, as I was saying, it's probably safer to do that than try to think about every block they might potentially knock down and get to you through. I did start off upgrading these blocks to steel, but yeah, that was just going to be too much resource at that point, because I didn't know, maybe they would, if they couldn't go here, they would go that way, and then all kinds of issues could ensue. And so that is how I've set up the Higashi Tower as a horde base in the Wasteland. And seriously, on day 56, I've never seen so much loot and so many loot bags. So what I'm going to do now is just switch over to another save game point where I've collected all of those loot bags and stuck them in a box so that we can have a look at them and see exactly what we got. Alright, so let's have a look at all of the loot that we got on day 56, and I've stored it in these two boxes. If you've seen my episode from the Project Wasteland series where we actually ran through the Horde Night, then you'll know that we put all this stuff in the boxes here. This is actually a backup of a save game, so anything we do here is not going to affect the main series. But let's have a look anyway. So in this box, we've just got the food, which I've separated out. We're probably not going to bother selling that. It's not really worth all that much in the grand scheme of things. Here, this is the real motherload. So after picking up everything from all of the loot bags and sticking it in here, this is what we have. I've got a handful of repair kits, which I'm just going to use to basically repair any of the tools and whatnot that need it before selling. It appears we don't actually have any mods, so that's unfortunate. We haven't got any mods to add to any of these to increase the value. But let's just quickly repair these, and I'll move them out of my hotbar. And some of these have been going in my hotbar because that's where I had them before dumping all of my actual inventory into a different cupboard. So yeah, here we go. This is what we have. So let's have a quick look at the value of each of these. 1,800. Steel chest is pretty good. 1,600. 2,400 for these chainsaws and the impact drivers. This is good shit. Yeah, alright. That'll be good to sell. So we're going to have to do this in 2 runs. So let's grab everything kind of ammo related, I guess. Ammo and gun related. And let's grab the money as well. So let's just quickly head over to the trader and see what this is all worth. Alright, not too bad so far, 23,000. Let's head over to a different trader to sell the rest of these bullets. Still can't sell the rest of these 7.62s. Well, what's that worth? It's going to be 300 per pile, right? If it's 2 each and there's 150 of each of them. Okay, well, we'll just add that on later. Okay, let's just quickly pop back and get all the rest of our stuff. Okay, back to the trader. Okay, well, it looks like that is about it. Now, the blood bags she doesn't want. The treasure map we can use. That's probably got a shitload of stuff in it. Probably could be up to another 10,000's worth of loot, including the cash you get. But anyway, looks like we have about 29,000 if you include what we could have sold these extra 7.62 for. Now, I know that we're not going to actually sell half of what we just sold here, but this is just an example to really show how much stuff is worth and how much of a haul this really was. So the only thing left to do now really is to see how exactly this all goes on a Horde night. And to see exactly how that all goes, check out this next video. This is mayhem. Absolute fucking mayhem. Oh my god.